One day, I just went up to Fela and my heart increased. Hey, look at me. He will have his joint. Nice. As an African, I'm proud of myself. He went and dumped shit in somebody's house. The lyrics are there.
Another episode of With Nyasha Michelle, and I am joined by, drumroll please, Mr. Dele Sosimi. Welcome.
Thank you, Nyasha. It's good to be here.
It is good to have you here. I'm very, very excited for this conversation. We, of course, have been chatting and vibing before we pressed record, and some of the things you've said and done and played, I'm like, please make sure you share with the people when we're doing the recording. But first, let me just ask you, how are you doing?
I am good. It's a new year. We've gotten past the first month of the year, and it's so exhilarating because I'm anticipating what there is for the 11 months remaining. Today's the 30th of January. Tomorrow's going to be the 31st, and then there's 11 months of party, making good new music, listening to good music from fellow composers, and then partying with all party animals worldwide. Oh, I can't wait. Come on.
Bring it on. Partying is in your blood.
I was born to party.
You were born to party. And a party person, of course, loves one thing.
Yeah.
Music.
Oh.
So I know some of y'all thought I was going to say alcohol, but no. Music.
Yeah. Good food. Good people. The sunshine.
Yeah.
A little bit of rain to just dampen and chill things a little bit, and then the sunshine comes out again. Oh, come on, man. A little bit of wetness, a little bit of dryness, and then loads of food, party, booze, and
a good time.
Not too much work.
Not too much work. Yeah, I'm definitely all for that.
Just
type
enough
of life.
to get paid.
Yeah, because we got to make the money, right?
Yes.
So the reason why I said that is because a person who loves to party, loves music. So tell me, what is your favorite song to play?
I don't have a favorite song.
Come on, you have to give me something.
Come on, man. Oh,
I like to make things a little bit difficult.
It depends. I mean, I love, when I listen to, because I know you're from South Africa, I love that township
My
jazz.
Zimbabwean people are going to be very upset.
Oh.
I'm from Zimbabwe.
Oh,
the South African is through my grandfather,
I
but
know,
he claims
but
in first.
I feel your South Africanness more than your...
Seriously?
Yeah. Each time I'm hanging with you, I feel that strong South African thing. But then the Zimbabwean thing is there, but not as overwhelming.
Oh, wow.
So I get this township, township. And then now I'm loving the new thingy, that I'm a piano thingy. I'm just loving all that. And so, I mean, I just love everything that's good that can make me want to be like,
come on.
I'm vibing and grooving and wanting to be.
You're taking me back. Come on.
Kind of, just that shuffle, and then you're walking down the road and it's ringing in your head, and then you see Nyasha walking down the road and you look, hey, look at my eyes. And then you wink a little bit, and then you catch the wink and you be like, I feel you too. Get on the dance floor. Let me see you shuffle.
Come on.
I'm not particular. As long as it speaks to my persona, and then the little hairs on the back of my neck start to go, message received, dance mode activate,
That actually happens to you? Do you actually feel like your hairs stand up? Wow. Okay.
And then it just speaks to my dancing feet saying, shuffle.
Come on. You must
shuffle.
move.
Get ready to shuffle. And oh, Lord.
You know, the vibe that you described, you know what that reminded me of? A lot of adverts that I grew up watching. there were so many adverts in Zim that had the same type of vibe, and you would see the the buses that take you back to the village or take you into town, the bigger ones, and you have the man, maybe he's coming home after like a week of working and he's hanging outside the door whilst the bus is still moving, and then he jumps
Memories,
out. Memories.
Because we'll pack ourselves into those buses because maybe there's one last bus, last bus, and it's always the fullest bus, and everybody wants to get on that bus. But some people will be hanging. They may hang on the bus for like a 2-hour journey, and it's so much fun singing.
So, are we talking about real memories that you actually had back in Nigeria? So, take me back to that time.
Yeah, everything was always a party. Even you get to the bus stop and they're calling out the destination. So, for example, Elephant and Castle, the guys used to have a deep voice, Elephant and Castle direct. If you don't have your 50p coin, do not enter. I don't have change. I ain't giving change. Come on. Elephant and Castle all the way. We're not stopping anywhere. We're going direct. If you want to start up London Bridge, don't wait for the next bus, And then the deepness of the voice.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he will bend his mouth to the right because the crowd is over there. So this is the bus on his left. And Elephant and Castle. And then sometimes when it's about to reach final destination, when he gets to Elephant and Castle, before the bus stops, he would jump and, all change kind of,
all change,
all
please.
change, last bus stop, get off, everybody, get off, and then, oh yes, that used to be fun.
So that's your memory. That's your memories in the
Lagos.
UK? In Lagos.
No, Lagos.
Now give us the African, the Lagos vibe now.
The Lagos vibe, you hear them, you be like, for example, Fela used to live in Ikeja. And then my high school used to be like about Igbobi College, Igbobi. So I would take the bus from Igbobi going to Ikeja. So I'll be waiting for the bus. Keja, Obanigoro, Maryland, Mawale, Keja Street, which means it's going to Keja direct, Obanigoro, which is one of the stops, Maryland, one of the stops. Don't get in. It's going straight. And make sure you come in with your exact fare only. No change.
No
I'm not giving
change.
change. Exact fare only. And the voice will be, Keja. And then, we'll be trying to get in. And then most of them knew me. Hey, small fella. Yo, they used to call me small in those days. I was tiny because right from high school, I used to go and sit in with fella in those late shows. And they knew me as, that's that young piano player, man. That guy's good. Hey, come in. Hey, don't let him let him sit for free. I'm not taking money. Sing me Fela's latest,
Wow.
So on the journey, then I'll be singing, so unknown soldier author, you be thief, I not be thief, you be rogue, I not be rogue, you be robber, I not be robber, you be robber, I not be robber, I not be robber, you be robber, I know they steal, you they steal, and then people are clapping.
Everybody would get in.
And I used to love the attention because I would be so precise and on point, and they'd be like, you see
the talent,
that?
Yeah. But you know what you've done, right? You have gone ahead and talked to me about a big part of like your life, which is so very exciting. But there are some people watching who didn't know, or who may not know, or who've always been wanting to know about your story, starting up and how you became part of Fela's band. And you were very young.
Yeah.
You were 16, right?
I actually joined as a paid member of Egypt 80 at the age of 16.
There we go.
But I had started sitting in because I was Femi Kuti's best mate. I was his son.
And Femi's his son. Yeah.
Yeah. I was his in
you
fact,
guys were buddies.
My brother. We were like this. So, and he plays the saxophone, piano, and I play guitar, but I was playing piano then.
Yeah.
So it was a perfect combo. And one day I just went up to Fela and I walked up the corridor. I said, look, I've learned that song, the piano parts. And can I play it? When you announce it today, I would like to play it and then take a solo maybe.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and was like, really? Okay then.
You had the boldness and the confidence.
He knew that if he came to ask,
you must be able to deliver.
I must be able to back it up.
Yeah.
So my heart increased. And I was like, hey, go slow down, man. Come on. Hey, come on. And then when it was Fela's composition called Authority Stealing, that was my first song. I actually climbed the stage and played. Oh, Lord. It goes, pam, pagam, pam, wait. Boom, boom, ding, 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 got pink, ding, 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 boom, 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 ding, got pink, ding, 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 and then you count me 1, 2, 3, and I was looking at him, he was looking at me. And I went for it's an ostinado. You know what an ostinado is?
Nope.
Ostinado means a repeated phrase.
Gotcha.
So I go ping, 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 repeat. And I would do that for 45 minutes.
Wow.
But that was my part. And then you be thief. And I know be thief. I be rogue. I know be rogue. And then he would sing authority stealing. And whatever came. And I was holding it down.
Yeah.
And he looked at me. He would have his joint. Nice. Nice.
So you had his approval.
Oh, I was so proud of myself. I said, I held, because Afrobeat with Fela is all about knowing how to blend in. You're not too loud. You're not too quiet. You're not running ahead of everybody. And you're not slowing everybody down. You're just fitting into the groove and you're pushing when they need to push and you're pulling when so when he's singing, you be thief. I know you're just very mellow underneath. And then when authority is stealing, I'm robbery. Yes. Authority is stealing. Then you're with that attitude.
You're going.
And then I was. So after that first day, I was like, dang, I so loved doing that. I want to do it again. And Fela's discipline. Which I'm still pining for that kind of resurgence, We were fully employed. We worked 50 weeks a year.
Wow.
Playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday.
Booked and busy.
50 weeks a year.
And there's 52 weeks in the year.
Because he owns his joint. The Africa Shrine. It's like his place of worship. So we play Friday, we play Saturday, we play Sunday, we play Tuesday. Tuesday is the themed night where ladies come in free.
Oh, okay. That's
Friday
nice.
is a themed night where it's all about political situation in the country.
Yeah.
Saturday is a themed night where he opens the inner sanctum of the shrine and does the ritual what you call the ritual of worshiping the gods, the ancestors and all that. And then there's a comprehensive show with the dancers choreographed dance to, to the main theme, the main song of the period. And then Sunday was the family day.
Okay. So mothers, fathers, their children, everybody comes?
Moms will come dressed early, dressed brightly, on their way from church, stop by with the kids, and then come and listen from about 2 p.m. till about 9. The shrine will be open from 2 p.m. till 9, but what will happen is people will start coming around 2, 3, and then we start playing. We stop around about 9, 8:30, 9, and then people can go home. But and that was reasonable. It would need a reasonable time for children,
So I have so many questions from that. Like so many questions, but let me start with one. My brain is like, oh my God. Okay, so the first thing is, Fela is a highly influential figure in Afrobeat and beyond that, right? He was also very political. You joined when you were 16 and you were experiencing all of this. You were watching it, you were living it, you were playing it. How did that have an influence on you?
I learned a lot, but musically, the greatest influence it's had in me is to, as an African, I am proud of myself and I trust my heritage, and I know I don't need to worry or stress about my color or my position. And, there's a lineage in my DNA and in my genotype that dates back far back, and I'm proud of it, and I'm dead,
Wow.
I just love do what I do. I'm so confident in myself, and
that comes with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, because it's one of the greatest enemies is of man and self is not knowing yourself and not trusting your source, and then not being able to say yes when you have to say yes and say no when you have to say no. I mean, if you know yourself, you can say no. I'm not doing that. So, like in the industry, I'm not sure you probably heard a lot of stories where Fela was told to compromise with his music, i.e., play 3-minute songs.
But that's not what you guys were about.
If Fela was in the early days, it was the norm. And then when Fela then said, "Look, I play African classical music. Go and listen to Beethoven, Bach. There's movement, first movement, second movement. So, are you going to tell Bach to do it?
Yeah.
No. And then initially, we used to have like 9-10 minute songs. Then it gradually increased when the improvisational aspect of the music was introduced, whereby in a song, it would be like 12.5 minutes, side A of instrumentals.
Wow.
Then side B will be the vocal section where the lyrics, the political content, or the socio-conscious content will be sung for over a period of another 12.5 minutes. That was in the 80s. So when you listen to albums like Unknown Soldier, Coffin for Head of State, ITT, Original Sufferhead, MOP, Political Statement Number 1, Give Me Shit, I Give You Shit.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That one.
Anybody will give me shit, I go get you shit. Yeah. 10 buckets full of shit. Like Abiola, he go get. He went and dumped shit in somebody's house.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like, for real? Like,
yeah, the lyrics are there. Like Abiola, him go get. Is that like Abiola, the president-elect that later died in detention? They never saw eye to eye. So, because there were some stories where he took Fela's contract and sat on it and said nothing should happen with Fela's contract with Deca, because he owned major shares in Deca.
Okay.
And then he was quite also a powerful, influential, wealthy Nigerian. And during the political fracas between Fela and the powers that be, one of the things that was very instrumental to keeping him silent was to make sure don't release any of his records.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they were trying to control him.
I don't know what the intention was, but he was the major shareholder in Deca. And he just said, okay, as major shareholder, nothing has happening with his contract until I say so.
And for those who don't know, what is Deca?
Deca is DECCA. That's one of the biggest musical giants in Africa. Like you have Philips, you had Polydor, you had Deca. And then you had Aphrodisia. And then who else? Then you had EMI. So these were the record labels releasing all the hits in Africa, from South Africa all the way to Timbuktu.
Yeah.
And if you look from Gambia, Senegal, all the way to Zanzibar, those are the record companies.
We'll be right back.
All right, I just have to interrupt the podcast for this exciting opportunity: home ownership. If you're dreaming of owning a modern, secure home in Zimbabwe, listen up. this is for you. Velda Estates is making that dream into a reality with Spitzkop Gardens, a brand new gated community to the west of Harare. They've got stands available right now, and the best part, you get to build your home from a selection of sleek, modern designs. So whether you're planning your first home or looking for a smart investment, this is the place to be. So don't wait. These stands won't last forever. Hit up Velda Estates on Facebook, Instagram, their website, or you can even call them. All the details are on the screen. So get started on building the future you deserve. Now back to the show.
Now, back to the show.
So Deca, so they will come into an African country, set up shop and all that, and they look for a local to partner with them. So you'll be a shareholder. It's either you buy a percentage or controlling shares. I think the law then was that a Nigerian has to own controlling shares for you to open up a company, a foreign company, to trade in Nigeria. So most of the record labels had a Nigerian partner, but most of them used to be silent. So it was strange to see someone who was walking in the corridors of power with the power brokers now say, okay, that particular contract of this particular artist, whatever it is you've signed, nothing's going to happen until I say so.
And Fela took matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we moved into their premises, took over their premises and squatted there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big story in the 80s, you know. Fela moves into the premises of that Deca and squats there, demanding his due payment for work carried out, records recorded and not released and all that. So,
and results? Did he get it?
Well, he got something. He got something in the end, but it was a long struggle. So, and then he just ended up really re-releasing. Again, he started his own record label and started releasing his own records himself. So, but yeah.
So that is the beginning part.
That was the beginning
of certain aspects of your life, which has been super interesting. But also, by the 1990s, you had jumped ship and come to the cold country. I don't know why.
No. Actually, by 86, I had jumped ship and started working with Femi, his son.
Yes.
And we worked together from like about 87, 86, 87, all the way till 95.
And in 95, is that when you moved to London?
December 95, I came to London.
You have come out of the plane or you've come out of the airport. How was it? It was December. You were hit with the cold. How did you feel?
I was used to it.
Oh yeah, because you were traveling a lot.
Traveling because all those years
bad.
we were in Helsinki once when it was so cold. We, sometimes it's good to talk about the fact that the kind of things that trip us as Africans, where you now say, look, man, it's so cold here. If you pee, it's going to freeze before it touches. And I say, really? Let's do it. And then we're all standing. We look left, look right, no police, nothing. Then we go around the corner of the bus and then we all zip line. And then you see, as he hits the ball, it turns into pellets or something. Oh my God, it's so cold. And then someone is saying that, man, I can't do it, man. And then he zips us up. The cold hit me, man. It ran inside, or whatever.
So that actually happened. It was that cold.
It was that cold, man. Oh, in fact, when I didn't do it, but I watched the people that were doing it. And because once I came off the bus and took my gloves off, because you can't wear gloves, the kind of gloves you need to wear in that kind of weather. You can't wear gloves and then I'll start to open up your fly. It's not going to work. You got to take off the gloves, then you unzip your fly and then, start the business. So I just said, I'm not doing this. But the guys who did, who were brave enough to do it, the minute they did it and the novelty, I wish in those days there was mobile phone, we could do a selfie and all that.
That.
Guys, check me out. But then there was no mobile phone to do selfies, so it's just etched in our memories.
Etched in your memory.
I know, it was so cool, man. And then we used to like doing even though I'm not smoking, and then you see the...
the
and
cold.
then you see the smoke. Oh, Lord, the
cold. But I do want to know about when you moved into London. What was the vibe like? Because you played a lot. You still play now, of course. But
to be honest,
what was
when
the
I
vibe
came,
like?
when I came to London, it took me a while to get settled because I came to London. It wasn't a plan. It wasn't the plan to come and sit down in London and be based in London. And then suddenly I found myself like, I'm not going back. We're going to start from scratch here in the UK, and had to build up a following. I had to build. Nobody knew me. I mean, I used to work with Fela. I used to work with Fela Kuti. I didn't have a band. I wasn't. I was just like part of two Kuti legacies, Fela Kuti legacy and Fela Kuti legacy. And then now I'm here in the UK. What am I going to do? How do I start?
Yeah.
So I started slowly, but I knew I had what it takes. So I started, I used the same sort of like template Fela had. I said, all I need is one place in London where I can be playing regularly, where people be like, if you want to listen to Afrobeat in London, where's the best place? I had a place, even though I was doing it once every 3 months.
Wow.
It was a big thing. It's called Afrobeat Vibration. If you do a Google search, Afrobeat Vibration.
We're going to Google that afterwards.
Photos. You will see all the different nights over the years. And like this New Year's Eve into the New Year, Jazz Cafe were like, we want to host Afrobeat Vibration into the New Year. So we play, it's a 4-hour set.
Love that.
So we played for 4 hours from 11:30 p.m. into the New Year, 3:30 a.m. straight, just pure Afrobeat. And we only stopped 5 minutes to midnight to welcome in the New Year. Pour libation to all our ancestors and gods, and then hit it again with proper Afrobeat, So I started off slowly but surely, built up a great following, and people are like, wow, Afrobeat is so. So I will play original Fela Kuti compositions, I'll play my compositions, I'll play a couple of Tony Allen compositions, and a couple of my members of my band who've been working with me over the past 12 years, some of them have written Afrobeat tunes, who slide it into the mix, and sky's the limit, and we're still loving it, and we're...
So from back then, you're still doing it.
I'm still doing it, and I'm still loving it, and I can't even wait. I've written a couple of new tunes. I've been working with, I've been to Norway last year to work with some Norwegian musicians.
I love that.
And they're all Norwegian, but they love Afrobeat. And it's like, what are we going to call this?
And I was going to ask you that, because what's the genre of their music? Not to say that Norwegians make only a particular
they wanted to play Afrobeat.
Oh, wow.
They invited me, Dele, come and do a masterclass with us, and let's write together. So went there, did a masterclass. It was so good. We got to play in a festival. Following the masterclass and workshops and writing sessions, we composed about 6 tunes.
Wow.
And then we played a couple of covers of Fela Kuti. Now it's like, Dele, we could work this.
Yeah.
We could have a band. I said, okay, this will be a side project. I will not call you Afro-Katir, like a musketeer.
Yeah.
I said, let's say Dele and the Fro-Katirs. Not Afro-Katirs, because you're Norwegian. So we can get away by taking away the A and just say Fro-Katirs.
Okay.
Dele Sosimi and the Fro-Katirs. So
we'll be seeing more of that.
We'll be seeing more of that. Yeah, you'll be hearing more of that. I think we will release something before the year runs out. So, and then we've got a couple of dates in Europe later on in the summer. And then, of course, most of the, like I was saying, most of the people I've been working with over the years have been empowered enough to write their own albums. They've got their own projects and things. And some of them have moved into the Afro jazz genre. And some of them are doing open Afro kind of attitude music, laced with a little bit of pop influences. And then, of course, there's the Cuba Afrobeat where...
Wow.
I've been based here for such a long time, and I've built a couple of following and friendship with the multicultural scene in London.
Yeah.
So you have the Cubans, you have the Spanish, you have the Germans, you have
where the Portuguese there?
The Portuguese.
Yeah.
But mostly I've been working with the Cubans.
Okay.
And it's like I will go to their gigs, they invite me on stage. I will work with Lokitera from Bangladesh. They will invite me on stage.
Wow.
And then, it's like, why don't we have a side project with all of us together?
Yeah, another
So
one.
now we have a date at the Jazz Cafe coming up, 19th of April at the Jazz Cafe,
19th
Cuba
of April.
Afrobeat. A journey to Havana, Cuba from Lagos via London. And we will take you on that trip that you'll be like, oh my word. Yeah, a little bit of Cuba, a little bit of London, a little bit of Bangladesh, a lot of Afrobeat.
A lot of that. I would look forward to that because actually, how I came to know you is I was invited to come and watch a showcase at Trinity Laban. Some people know it and some people don't. But
that's where Fela studied music, Trinity.
There you go.
College.
There's a fact for you right there. Trinity Laban is where Fela studied music. But that's where I met Dele.
Yeah.
And that day, you know what I really love? Because I was invited like prior to that and they said, again, they was like, oh, you can bring anyone you want. But this time I was like, I just want to go there and vibe and I want to go by myself. And I went with such an open mind, very, very expectant. And then you came and then you introduced the different people who came up, the different students who performed. They were amazing.
I know.
Amazing. There was one guy who was like, he was really young, actually, the one who won the Fela scholarship.
Yep.
And then that's also where either you or somebody else had said you joined Fela when you were 16. That already struck me. And then you also performed. And the incredible vibe, the incredible atmosphere, to this day, if anyone follows me on social media, they'll be like, oh, when did she do that? Because I never saw it. I did take some videos, but not so much because I was so engrossed. Captivated.
And that's when you know you're doing something right.
It was
because nowadays
beautiful.
I see people, when I'm performing, I see people doing that.
Yeah,
and I'm saying to myself, no, this ain't right.
Be in the moment.
We're not, because we need to be on such a vibing level that you cannot even, you don't even remember the phone. You put the phone down. You just want to be, you be like, let me be, ooh, moves. Oh, my shoulder is vibing on its own. Why my feet is vibing on its own, you know? And then, but you see people be like in the camera and I'm like, oh Lord.
Like honestly, even a lot of the people in the room were just so captivated. And another reason why I said this is because on that stage, it was very multicultural.
Yeah.
What you've just taken the time to explain to me, I saw on that stage. So just tell me a little bit about that and what you do with Trinity Laban and what that was about and if there's anything bigger with that as well.
Well, I'm there visiting Afrobeat professor, more or less.
Yeah.
Fela studied there in the 60s.
Yeah.
Graduated from there. Went home to Nigeria. Started playing and then became one of the biggest musical legends from Africa.
Yeah.
Not only did he create and evolve Afrobeat to the stage where it was before he died, he also made it a point to stress that the art should always be in congruence with the happenings of your community. You cannot have a community that's not thriving due to political, social, and cultural mishaps and not make a commentary and not use the music as a weapon to try and inform or to try and evolve.
Yeah.
So look at, he said music is the weapon of the future. And look at it now Afrobeats, which was inspired
by
from
Afrobeat.
Yeah, is now sitting on top of, winning Grammy Awards and all that. And it's so apt that now it's the school where he studied. I can now go there and then show them the basics, the foundation, the roots. It doesn't mean they have to graduate and become Afrobeat artists. It just means that, like every course, there are electives you can do. At least you are exposed to Afrobeat.
Yeah.
It's broken down to you in bite-sized chunks, stripped apart, put back together.
Yeah.
You have an understanding from someone who was there, who was part of it. And then you can then go and, take it to the bridge.
No, it was such a good performance. And to hear you say all of that, I saw that in the performance.
And you can tell they the interpretation of the Fela covers was quite original.
It was.
Because I said to them, I said, listen, try and copy in the original style, then try and play with an interpretation of your own understanding of and what you like. If you're a jazzy person, make it jazzier. If you're a funky person, make it funkier. If you're a hip hop, make it hip hopier. You know, so I mean, and I said, look, creativity is creativity, but just be true to yourself. And then also learn how to work with others. If you're creating together or you're evolving something together, there's a template already in place. Look at the blueprint, understand it. Once you understand it, then take it to your own understanding, and it's law. I'm still there, and you need to see the new set of students. Oh God.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm excited. Maybe we could come there and talk to them. And then definitely it would be great to see them again. But also, as you talk, you're so passionate. You're so passionate.
I know.
You have the rhythm, literally.
Because I used to say, Afrobeat is more than just music. It's a way of life. It's living. It's life for me. It's like, you wake up in the morning, Afrobeat. About to walk out to the door, there's a cuckoo. And I'm looking, if only they knew what was going in my head. I'm strutting, and then somebody's looking at me and say, what's wrong with him? Is he all there?
Is he all right?
You don't understand. I'm vibing, man. There's some, I can't wait to go and sit in the studio and write a new song. I would look at something. Maybe I would just see you walking down and I say, oh, look at Nyasha. I'm gonna write a tune. Oh, that's a good. I got it, and I open my phone. Voice notes to self. If you know how many of that I've got there, I may not even touch it, but at least I recorded that moment.
Yeah.
That flash of inspiration can come so suddenly, and then if you lose it, you lose it.
Okay.
So I just said, note to self, date, blah, blah, blah. I saw Nyasha walking, and then she was walking with a certain swagger. That swagger made me think of this beat. And it goes like, sense a note to self. And I don't know how I would reflect it, but then when I'm in the studio,
because that's what I was going to ask. Do you go back to them?
I just start listening through. I listen through. Oh, yes, that's it. Okay. Then I'll start. And then I start orchestrating from, just that little phrase.
Wow.
And then I evolve it into a big thing like my song, Ego Better. Ego Better. How we no go better. Tomorrow go better pass. Tomorrow must better pass. By force, he must better pass. Tomorrow go better pass. Tomorrow go better pass. Today,
I love that. So you get inspired by anything?
Anything. It could be anything.
What about?
If I'm open to it. Because I've learned how to try to switch off, but it's not easy, especially after a gig. Like when I finished performing at Jazz Cafe New Year's Day, it took me over 48 hours to switch off. I couldn't switch off. I was just hearing me.
It's a natural high?
Not a natural high. I mean, it's just like, I'm hearing.
Wow. You're built like that.
Like if, ideally, I just like going into the studio and then just trying out things, And I would be, so I couldn't switch off. So I just kept playing.
Wow.
Just kept playing, toying out with, I would play something like,
Love that.
That's a Fela Kuti classic.
I love that. I love that. So the nature, the sound, the vibe, and the feeling that we always get from Afrobeats, at least for me, right? It makes me feel good, and you also seem to have a very, very infectious, in a good way, good spirit, like good vibe. But life isn't always like that.
Yeah.
So whenever you are not necessarily in the best space, or maybe life is giving you more lemons, how do you deal with that? And does that sometimes go into your music? Yeah. And if it does, what's the difference with the sound? Is there a difference?
I don't know if there's a difference or not. All I know is that when the pressures pile up, it will be so bad. It could be so bad that I don't even remember that. Hey, what's wrong with you? Just go sit on the piano. Come on, man. Then suddenly I just remember, why am I stressing out? Then, so I just go to my piano and I go. I keep that going. Now my turn. I won't run for government. Yes. See me, now my tongue for senator. Why me self not be minister? Now my tongue. I go run for president.
So the music is like an outlet. The music reminds you, hey, it's not that bad.
Yeah, that creative process. It may take a while. The other day I was listening to Fela's. It was going. So, so that kind of rhythm, I'm thinking, and then I record it and I keep it in my mind. And I wait for it. Wait for it. Not yet. Wait for it. May take me a whole week, that thing going in my head, going. Suddenly I just say, he go better. Why he not go better? It will be better. Why won't it be better? Tomorrow will be better. Tomorrow must be better. By force, it will be better. Tomorrow will be better than today. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
That's just one. And then my most recent release, which was a project I did with the S-Story 21, there is a song, Orimi. Orimi ye, dakun ja fun mi. Orimi ye, dakun ja fun mi. Ye, Orimi ye, dakun ja fun mi. And it's just an ostinado of repeating. It's like, when you have affirmations.
Yeah. Okay.
Affirmations. Because Afrobeat for me has always been something that, it's full of a lot of ostinados, musical ostinados, and poetic ostinados. So ITT, International TT, International Rogue, International TT, ITT, International, or Original Sofa Head, Original Sofa Head. That ostinator going, Original Sofa Head, it's time for Jaffa Head, yo, Original Sofa Head. Or if you look at so when you want to go ballady, when trouble sleep, younger go wake up, waiting in the fine, palava, in the fine, palava, he go get you. Tenant lost in job, he sit down for house, he dey think of chop. Mr. Landlord, come wake him up. He said, Mr. Pay me your rent. Waiting in the fine. Palava, in the fine. Palava, he go get you. You know, palava, he go get palava. Baladi. It could be a love ballad. Hey, baby over there, why'd you come home and sit on my lap? I wanna whisper into your ears. I know we've been broke for a long time. It's gonna get better. You know, come up with raps. You know, you could make it a lover thing, but then you could make it be a political thing. Elections been lost and won and lost, but promises were made. There's nothing else for us but just to wait to see which promises will be kept. But we've been waiting now 4 years gone. They've come back to campaign for votes. 50% of us are not voting again because you lied to us, 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 you lied to you know, I mean, just I
love that. I really love that because like you came from so many different inspirations. There's the love ballads and then there's the political part. And like we touched on earlier, you know, Afrobeat for me really was very vocal. Yeah. It's some would even say it was like the voice of the people sometimes.
We'll be right back.
So, as someone with natural hair, I know all about the joys and sometimes the struggles of not only achieving but maintaining healthy hair. That's why I started using Bella Vista. These products have been so healthy and nourishing for my hair that I'm more confident wearing less wigs and more of my hair out and natural styles like these braids. Bella Vista isn't just another beauty brand. It's a movement, honey. Their all-natural products are designed to tackle hair loss, alopecia, and dryness whilst keeping your hair thriving. I've got 4 of their products right here, and trust me, they deliver. Plus, they don't just do products for hair, also for your skin. But let's talk firstly about this extreme hair growth. It will have you saying goodbye to balding, graying, and dandruff. This powerhouse nourishes from root to tip. And I live by Jamaican castor oil all day, every day. It's great for thickening your hair and strengthening those roots. But also, you know me, honey. I'm all about luxury. This Caviar Luxury Hair Growth and Shampoo will also nourish your scalp, leave your hair moisturized, and best of all, strengthen your hair. If you're ready for real results, check out Bella Vista today because good hair days should be every day. Now, let's get back to the show.
Now, back to the show.
Do you think music is still as powerful in that way?
It is still powerful. You get up or stand up. Look, I do the stand up for your right.
But that was a while ago.
No,
what about now?
It depends on who's controlling the media. I'll tell you, for example, I mean, if artists, you know, a lot of artists are now independent.
Oh, yeah.
They can do and release. You don't have to, if you've got the guts, the bravery, and you got the teamwork to be able to produce, self-market, self-release. With social media now, people are doing things that couldn't be done before. You can release by yourself, push it by yourself, build your own social network, build your following, and your music can be out there without you waiting for one record label to sponsor a video, sponsor the PR campaign. You know, I mean, anything is possible now. But then do people have the guts? Or do they? Is that what they... And some they say, you're not going to make money. If you go down that line, just sing. Okay, for example, when you hear, I feel love, I feel love, I feel love, I feel love, I feel love. That is a hit maker.
It is. Yeah.
And the person that wrote, all the people who wrote and contributed, even today, they're still getting royalty checks.
Yeah.
From publishing and from royalties.
But what I want to know from
Get
you...
up, stand up. The author's dead. We're still making money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the record label they were signed to did a great job. They circulated it, went out well, they got played on radio and they're still getting paid. And then the message is relevant. Get up, stand up. You don't have to take BS from anybody. Stand up for yourself. Don't give up the fight. We don't need no trouble.
What about the music that's being made now? Do you think it's still people like...
It's creativity.
Do you think people are still being quite vocal and trying to address injustices as much as they did maybe like in your generation, and not just in Nigeria or Afrobeat, but across the world?
People have been desensitized. They don't want to sing. Even me, I'm tired of singing about, when people like Fela, as popular as he is, he sang, everything he sang about to the Nigerian community. The topics he sang about, every political aspect and social-conscious aspect of the songs he did covered so many areas that are still prevalent in Nigeria today. Suffering, stealing by government, lack of an ideology that is culture-based, that embraces and encourages a communal growth, lack of attitude and education and insight in the leadership on the impact of there not being a system that is research-based for the growth and evolution of the leaders of tomorrow. So it's like, if he's been singing about this for decades, since 1969, with his first major clarion cry, the black man's cry, when are we going to finally break free from the shackles of the colonial master? One day we will break through. Which means from these shackles of slavery. And and then up until colonial mentality. If you say you be colonial man, you don't be slave man before, then don't release you now. But you never really see yourself translated into you were colonized before. And you're supposed to be now independent to do what you have to do to make yourself survive, relevant, and evolve, and sky's the limit. But you have not released yourself. So you're still following the colonial master and looking up to them to now, because they've wiped off all your cultural values, all your knowledge base that have been generations of knowledge. They told you you're a pagan, they told you you're... And now we've had 60 years to evolve and we haven't. So what am I going to sing that will make a difference when someone like him, as brilliant, as gifted as he was, and I'm like, I'm already defeated, and I'm not defeated as such. I would use a better word. I'm like, there's no point. If they didn't listen to him, I'm going to sing something else. But that doesn't mean I'll not make a bit of commentary.
Gotcha.
But I just want to enjoy the musical process of creating and then try and make it something more interesting to talk about. Maybe a little bit of awakening of self, of, because now if we've spent 60 years chasing our tails, it's now time to just uplift ourselves musically. Maybe just make instrumental music with affirmation. It's going to get better. It has to get better. By force, it will be better. Tomorrow's going to be better. I'm going to be, I must increase my knowledge. I will. We shall increase ourselves. We shall, but those kind of affirmations, musical, because whether we like it or not, ostinado is the key. I go do I must do I won't do I won't do you go do you must, whatever. whatever. I mean, when you listen to the Afrobeats artists, it's usually about party. It's usually about, get down. It's usually about get high, party and all that. But yeah, because it's like, what else is there to do? Work hard at the end of the... And this the trending thing nowadays is for those of you who are gainfully employed, when you go through that stress of working, if you're a 5-day-a-week worker, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is for partying. So when you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the new Friday. People start wanting to, I can't take it anymore. I need to party. So from Thursday, you're looking for somewhere to go party. Either you want to go to the club or you want to go and watch live music or you just want to do something else that you do to release the tension of having to work a job that you don't really like, but you've got to do it because if not, you can't pay your bills.
Wow.
So when you go through that trending circle, Friday, Saturday, if you're weekly paid, you're like, oh yes, oh yeah, let me go and watch Dele. Oh, that music heals me. And I'm going to get value for money. It's going to pay for 4 hours and there's only going to be 15 pounds. Yeah, I'm watching Dele this weekend. And then next weekend, who am I going to watch? Oh, Fela Kuti is in town. I'm going to watch him. And then if you're lucky, then Davido or Burna Boy or Ashake or one of those guys is in town. Then you're like, I'm going to go and, yes, I'm going to go and watch these guys. Then you save your money. And
on that note, that has been a very perfect way that is a perfect way for me to go into the fact that people could possibly come and see you in different spaces.
Yeah.
Because you've got so many performances going on. So what I'm thinking is we're going to link your website to this. Yes. And if they go into your website, they'll be able to see your performances.
I actually have a link tree now.
There we go.
So I put a link tree up.
You told me this when I met you.
Yeah. So that when you see all the upcoming gigs, because I've got too many projects.
All right. Yeah. We can do it that way.
Afrobeat, the Afrobeat project, the Fela Kuti project, the S321 project. So I just make sure there's a link tree. Click on the link tree. You just, this
everything
guy's
is there.
Busy, man. Damn, I wish I was in. Sometimes I look at it and say, I wish I was in.
# booked and busy. Yeah. But before we finish, I want to get you to do something for me. We're going to be talking to a whole bunch of different people on this podcast.
Yeah.
Inspiring and very just people who I love to have in my presence because there's something that I get so much from them. And I know that if I get something from them, I know the viewers are going to get something from them. That's why I wanted you here. So I'm not going to tell you who the next guest is, but I want you to leave one poignant question for our next guest to answer.
How do you keep your motivation when you have been seriously challenged?
That is the question that our next guest is going to answer. So we have a segment within the podcast that I love to call Trending. And I want to know a couple of things from you. So the very first thing is, what is a trend that you've seen within your industry that is growing in popularity, good or bad?
Bad first.
Okay.
Bad only.
Yep.
You go to a concert to watch, and then you now holding your mobile phone and you're doing that. And I'm like, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I can't do it. I go to concerts and I want to immerse. When I go to watch someone, I want to be consumed in the whole scenario. It can be a little bit of a turn off seeing, I don't know if it's good or bad, but it sort of rubs me up the wrong way.
Okay.
And then a good one, I go to a concert and then I'm expecting to see that, and then nobody's doing it. Everybody's wrapped in another. They are consumed, and it's like, now that's how it should be like. So it depends. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good answer. My second question is, Afrobeats is increasingly influential on a global scale. So what's your predictions when it comes to its influence?
First of all, Afrobeat has been trending for yonks.
It has.
I've been in the scene forever. But it has not been in the big glare of being covered in the big dailies. You won't see it in the Guardian. You won't see it in the Times. You won't see it in the Financial Times and all that. But in the underground circuit, it's been there forever. So it's going to remain there. But one thing is that because of Afrobeats, where is the new trend, where it's quite trendy, commercial, globally reported, Grammy Award winning, it has influenced so many parts of the world. Now, this is just the beginning. We're going to see lots of people coming out from all other parts of the world.
Okay.
You can see there's South Africa. There's a South African version of Afrobeats. There's going to be a Brazilian. There's going to be Venezuelan. There's going to be Cuban. There's going to be American. It's because it's quite likable, and then kind of technology available to create nowadays. You don't have to be super qualified as a composer or anything to put a couple of beats together. And now you have AI. We are in for one hell of a ride. I don't know how the ride is going to be. Whether it's going to be one, you're going to be like, yeah, go on. Or you'll be like, what the heck?
Let me come up.
But I know I'm going to play my part.
Okay.
I am naturally going to evolve. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I'm loving the Davidos. I'm loving Bonham, but I'm loving what they're doing. But that does not mean I'm not relevant. Because what I'm doing is also cool.
Yeah.
And I love it. I have a song, No Long Things. You know, if you say something and I say no long things, it means no big deal.
No
more
big
or less.
deal.
And I'm like, time they go, they wait. Make we hurry, hurry, hurry. Make we not late. And etc. etc. It's one of my new compositions. But I'm loving it. But when I give it to an Afrobeats musician to work it out, by the time they finish and regurgitate it, you'll be like, damn, Afrobeats version. You look.
So it's going to continue to grow.
I will continue to grow, and then I'll be allowing people to, because I have so many remixes. Go and check I think I told you last time, my original Afrobeat tunes versus the remixes. Go and check how they're trending.
All right.
Too much information. My biggest track is the Laulu edit. That's the biggest, most popular. It's not the original Afrobeat version, but I will still continue to give the raw, like when you mine gold, you mine it with the impurities. Then you have to refine. Right. Then you make it into a nice little trinket, or you make it into a nice little ring, or a nice little bracelet, or a choker for the neck, or,
Well, I love that, because that's exactly what you're saying. You want people to be doing with music, with Afrobeat, and with your music as well. So on that note, I have to say thank you for joining us.
You're
but
welcome.
We cannot let you go without you firstly telling us where people can find you and where they can also find information about your performances.
I have a link tree on my Instagram page. So, that's the easiest, because the link tree will be the most updated. My website usually would have everything, but if you click on the link tree, it has all the gigs, it has all the latest tracks. If you're listening, I can't wait to come party with you wherever, somewhere near you. So DM us on our social media and tell us.
Your social media is what? At
Dele Sosimi, DeleSosimi on Instagram and on Facebook.
Dele, thank you so much.
SOSIMI. So nice to see me.
Exactly. I love that when you told me how to pronounce your last name. But guys, I would love to continue talking to Mr. Dele Sosimi. But I can't, because we gotta wrap up now. You already heard from him. You can find him on the socials. Go click on that link tree and make sure you like and follow with Nyasha Michelle, because we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, Nyasha.
Do you want to play us out a little bit?
Time they go, they wait. Make we hurry, hurry, hurry. Make we not late. Time they fly, they go. Make we hurry, hurry, hurry. Make we not wait. All the useless baggage where you they carry. Hurry, drop 'em now. Make you no worry. all the various issues where they for ground. Not let them stress you.